In the grand kitchen, Zara moved with a sway in her hips, her dress hugging every curve, the top daringly low, teasing Haroon the moment he stepped inside. She had been watching him for months, noting every longing glance and unspoken desire he carried. Tonight, she would make him hers. When Haroon entered, exhausted from a long day at work, his eyes immediately locked on hers. Zara leaned against the counter, letting her chest peek just enough, a teasing smile playing on her lips. She twirled slowly, letting the fabric brush over her skin, and whispered, her voice low and sultry, "You look tired, sir, but I can make you feel better." Haroon stepped closer, trying to resist, but her presence was magnetic. You know I can't, Amina," he stammered, hesitation shaking his voice. Zara's fingers traced the edge of his sleeve, her eyes daring him. "I know exactly what you need," she murmured, pressing closer. "If you want a child and she can't give it to you, I can." Haroon froze, desire and temptation colliding in his mind. Slowly, he leaned in. That night, hidden from the sleeping Amina, they gave in to every forbidden desire, their bodies entwined in secret passion. Haroon and Amina had been married for 10 years. Their home was beautiful, filled with every luxury, yet it felt empty. The one thing they both longed for, a child, had never come. Amina's heart ached every day as she watched Haroon, knowing how much he wanted a child. She loved him deeply, but the void in their lives grew heavier with each passing year. Haroon treated her with affection, but it was shallow. His kisses, his smiles, the gentle words, they were a mask for his frustration. He wanted a child, and Amina's inability to conceive had created a silent distance between them. Amina noticed it, of course, and her sadness deepened, but she had no idea of the storm brewing in her own home. Zara, their maid, observed everything. She was clever, bold, and beautiful, noticing Haroon's longing glances and Amina's quiet sorrow. Every detail was part of her plan. She began dressing seductively, moving with intention, teasing Haroon subtly. Her touch, her laughter, her every glance was designed to lure him closer, while in front of Amina, she acted devoted and caring. Each day, her seduction became bolder. She leaned closer to him when handing plates, let her dress sway over her curves, whispered soft words that made him shiver. Haroon, conflicted and guilty, found himself drawn to her. Unable to resist the temptation Zara had carefully crafted. One evening, after Amina had gone to sleep, Zara approached him in the kitchen. "If you want a child," she whispered, brushing her lips near his ear, "I can give it to you. I can give you what she cannot." Haroon's pulse quickened. Desire and greed collided. He agreed, and their affair became secret, intense, and unrelenting. Every night, hidden from Amina, they gave in to their passions. Zara made sure Amina slept peacefully by giving her sleeping pills when needed, and in the daylight, she remained the perfect maid, smiling innocently while secretly plotting her plan. Zara took care of herself, visiting doctors, dreaming of giving Haroon the child he had always wanted. Haroon, intoxicated by desire and the thrill of the forbidden, began ignoring Amina more and more. She felt the growing distance, her sadness deepening, unaware of the betrayal surrounding her. Haroon could no longer resist Zara. Each night, after Amina had fallen asleep, he found himself drawn to her in ways he could never explain. Zara would greet him in the dim light of the bedroom, her dress clinging to every curve, lips slightly parted, eyes sparkling with desire. She would step close, letting her hand brush over his chest, whispering softly, "You've wanted this for so long. I can give you everything." Haroon's restraint melted instantly. Their bodies pressed together, hearts racing, as she guided him into a world of secret passion, hidden from Amina. Their nights became an unspoken ritual. Zara's hands and lips explored every inch of him, and he gave himself completely, losing himself in the pleasure she offered. She teased him with sultry words, soft moans, and gentle caresses, making each encounter more intoxicating than the last. He craved her touch, her scent, the warmth of her body against his, and every night she made him forget the world outside their secret. During the day, Zara played the perfect maid. She smiled at Amina, cooked meals, and acted devoted, hiding the wild nights they shared. Haroon, meanwhile, grew more distant, ignoring Amina's attempts to connect, his mind consumed with desire for Zara and the child she promised. Weeks passed, and Zara's careful planning paid off. She visited doctors, took care of her body, and finally received the news she had hoped for. She was pregnant. Elated, She prepared a special evening for Haroon, wearing her most seductive dress, letting her excitement shine through every move and glance. That night, the bedroom was warm and intimate. Zara led him gently to the bed, whispering, "Our child, our secret, it's real now." Haroon's hands roamed her body as their passion ignited once more. Every kiss, every caress, every whispered word was laced with desire and anticipation. They surrendered fully to each other, celebrating the life they had created in secret. Meanwhile, Amina grew increasingly lonely and confused. She noticed Haroon's coldness, the absence of intimacy, and the distance in his eyes. Her heart ached, yet she had no idea of the betrayal unfolding night after night behind her back. Zara continued her plan meticulously. Each night, she ensured Amina slept peacefully, while she and Haroon shared passionate, heated nights. She took care of her growing body, glowing with the secret of the child they were creating. Each encounter making their forbidden bond stronger. Months passed, and Zara's pregnancy became undeniable. She glowed with life, secretly thrilled to give Haroon the child he had longed for. Haroon remained completely absorbed in her, showering her with promises of wealth and comfort, ignoring Amina's increasing sadness. On the day of the birth, Zara called Haroon urgently. He was at home with Amina, and she answered the phone. "Hello? Baby, it's time. Our child is coming. Please come quickly." Amina froze, her hand tightening on the phone. Her mind raced as she realized something was terribly wrong. Before she could speak, Haroon snatched the phone from her. Zara repeated everything to him, excitement and urgency in her voice. Haroon's heart raced, not with guilt, but with anticipation of the child he had always wanted. Amina stood frozen, tears streaming down her face. She felt the full weight of the betrayal crashing over her. Haroon left without a word, leaving her behind, and rushed to the hospital where Zara lay in the delivery room. When the baby boy was born, Haroon held him with pride and joy. Zara, exhausted but radiant, looked up at him with love and satisfaction. But Amina's heartbreak was complete. She arrived at the hospital, tears falling freely, confronting Haroon. "How could you? After everything? After me?" she cried. Haroon's face was cold. "You couldn't give me a child," he said, holding Zara and the newborn close. "But she can. I love her, and she gave me what I wanted." Amina's heart shattered. In her anguish, she cursed the baby boy. "May your life be taken from you when you turn 5, for the pain you've caused me." Her voice trembled with rage and sorrow, and Haroon ignored her words, celebrating his son and moving into a new home with Zara. The years passed, but the curse loomed silently. The boy grew, loved by his parents, but on his 5th birthday, he fell mysteriously ill. Doctors could not find the cause, and Haroon and Zara were desperate, watching helplessly as the vibrant child they loved weakened each day. Haroon remembered Amina's curse, a shiver running down his spine. He searched frantically for her, begging for help, but she was nowhere to be found. Days later, their son succumbed to the tragic illness. Haroon and Zara wept endlessly, the weight of guilt crushing them, realizing too late the consequences of their actions. Their love, their passion, and their desire had brought them happiness for a brief time, but the betrayal, lies, and curse left a permanent mark on their lives. Time had passed, but the pain, guilt, and loss remained, a haunting reminder that some secrets and sins cannot be undone.